Hello friends, I hope that you are doing good. This is the ultimate blender comparison with our main guest being the MacBook Pro 14-inch with the M5 chip. Let me explain what do we have here. So here we have the new M4 MacBook Pro, I almost said Air, with the M5 chip. Now, the machine next to it, the machine that I use personally, and if I need to do a heavy workload that is 3D related, especially if it was Unreal Engine, probably it will be this machine. It's between that and the M1 Max Pro. This machine is the Razer Blade 15-inch with 3070 Ti. So I have it set to performance mode, both plugged in and on battery, so we wouldn't have any issues. All the three devices are plugged to the power. And here in terms of the RAM, we have 64GB of RAM. In terms of the CPU, we have Intel 12th Gen 12900H. And then in terms of the graphic card, we have a NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3070 Ti with 8GB of VRAM. And here the ultimate beast that we have over here, which is set to performance mode as well, which has a RAM of 64GB. It has the CPU of AMD Ryzen 7 7700A processor. Granted, the processor here really doesn't matter because we are not gonna test it at all. And the main thing that we will be testing, it will actually be this, which is the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3090 Ti with 24GB of VRAM. And this is a desktop GPU right here. This is a mobile GPU, and this is a mobile GPU. Made by Apple, made by NVIDIA, made by NVIDIA. With that, we have a Blender, all the same version, a Blender right here on this machine, and it's gonna use NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3090 Ti, and it's set to optics. And for here, we have NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3070 Ti, the laptop GPU, and it's set right here. We have the Apple M5 GPU with the 10 core. We're gonna test them all and see what's the difference in performance. So we're gonna go ahead and do the first render on all devices. So the Razer Blade has started, the Apple device has started, and then the Beast PC right here with the 3090 Ti has started as well. So the Razer Blade is done, and the Razer Blade took 19 seconds. This is done, and this took 12 seconds on the 3090 Ti. So 19 seconds here and 12 seconds here. Mac, we have 17 seconds. So the Mac is faster than a 3070 Ti, yet this, nothing can touch it. Now again, this is the first run, and it could be because of the fact there is kernel building, so we will not take those numbers and we will go ahead and do a rerun. So we have render 3090 Ti, render 3070 Ti, render M5 MacBook Pro. And now we are at the second run. So the second run, and this is where we start actually counting the official numbers. 16 seconds for the MacBook Pro 14-inch M5 Apple chip. Only 16 seconds. We have 18 seconds, the 3070 Ti. Keep in mind, the MacBook Pro M5 does not have a performance mode. It's only the stock option. Only the Pro versions have the high power mode. So even without a high power mode, we're still doing better than the 3070 Ti. And here we have 11 seconds. So the 3090 Ti, 11 seconds, nothing can touch it, amazing. But the M5 is faster, even though the M5, the cost of this machine costs half of what Razer has to offer. We're gonna run that again, and we're gonna see what we are getting. Here we got 16 seconds again, so it seems like this is where it's at, 16 seconds. That's what the M5 is capable of, which is a really good number. Here we got 18 seconds, and it seems like this is what the 3070 Ti is capable of. That is really good, but again, this is still faster by 2 seconds, the M5, and the fact that this cost half of this, that says a lot. And here, 11 seconds, because nothing can touch the 3090 Ti. Now, it does not mean that this machine is not close to that. However, 11 seconds from 16 seconds, that a difference of 5 seconds, which means it's a huge difference. So now we are at the Fox Splash, which is the second project. We have the Apple M5 GPU 10 cores right here with the Eevee render engine. And here we have NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3070 Ti with 8GB of VRAM with the Eevee engine as well. And here we have the one and only RTX 3090 Ti with the Eevee engine as well. And we're gonna go ahead and render and then see it. The first render usually is the kernel, so we do not take that into account. However, I always keep those for reference. We're gonna go ahead and render on all three machines and we will see what we are getting. The M5 is done and it only took 14 freaking seconds. That's insane. This is the kernel run, so I'm not gonna rush and judge. The 3090 Ti took 27 seconds. However, do not get excited because this is 100% the kernel run and probably because I did a test with that machine before for this, so the kernel run is already done. So we're looking at 42 seconds for the 3070 Ti mobile version. Now the kernel is done. So now the second run, we should get better numbers, at least on these two devices, and then we should be able to see. This took 11 seconds, so actually the first run was the kernel run. So after the kernel run, it only took 11 seconds. Here, it took 12 seconds, okay, I would say in the margin of error. So for the first time, the 3070 Ti is matching the M5, and that's bizarre to say. And this took 10 seconds. 11 seconds, 12 seconds, 10 seconds. Very close to some extent. So I guess that give us roughly how Eevee is performing, and then in context with a Blender and then the machines that we are having, and you can compare that with what you have and you will see if that is good or bad. Now what I will do, the same project, however, we're gonna use cycles. So I'm gonna close, change the render engine to cycles, and have it as not CPU but GPU compute and supported, and render. Again, first run, always remember it's the kernel. Here, cycles, GPU, render as well. Cycles, supported, GPU, and then render. So Fox Splash, the render is over on the M5 and it took 45 seconds when we are using cycles, GPU compute. And here it took 32 seconds on the 3070 Ti, and that is GPU compute cycles supported as well. And here on the 3090 Ti, it took only 20 seconds. Usually the first run is the kernel run, so we're gonna go ahead and run it again. 3090 Ti desktop version is done and it's 19 seconds. The 3070 Ti is done and it's 31 seconds. And the M5 is done and it took 45 seconds. So it's very similar to the first results that we got. The only difference is really 1 second. We're gonna run it one more time and we will see what type of performance we are getting. So all of them are done. The M5 MacBook Pro took 45 seconds. 3070 Ti Razer Blade took 31 seconds. The 3090 Ti took 20 seconds. So I hope this gives you an idea of where the M5 is standing. Actually is doing really well against the 3070 Ti. However, there is definitely no comparison when we are talking about the 3090 Ti desktop version. Now, this is not a mobile device and it's staying, and if I have a choice myself to pick a device between all of these and then do all my work on, it will definitely be the Razer Blade. The next test, which probably will be published tomorrow, so keep an eye for that and subscribe so you wouldn't miss it, will be Unreal Engine on the M5